Well, I've been meaning to return to this game. Hello everybody! Yes, I swapped over to another game. But I figured, since y'all seem to have enjoyed my no commentary of the London case, I'd go ahead and cover the first cases. With full commentary this time. And this time, hopefully my throat won't be as sore as the last time. But without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? Do a new game. Now, I have played this game before. It has just been a very long time since I've played it. So, we are gonna go ahead and see if we can remember what we can out of it. Sorry, don't mind me, I'm just getting comfy. I will be continuing this, and I will be doing my playthrough of Evil West 2. But now this goes back to the very beginning, in which we see Hercule Poirot in a much younger man. Much younger man. Because in the London cases we have Zachariah Demure, who shows up, and he actually gets his introduction in this game. Oof. And that little bit also gives us, like, Hercule's backstory a little bit.
Oh, thank goodness. Officer, please, come quickly.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. How can I...
It has become a madhouse. Madame has been shouting and cursing all morning. I've never seen her so angry. But what great luck to happen upon you.
Please, try to remain calm. First, may I ask your name?
We don't have time for that. Please, hurry.
And here we go. Into the prologue. The bracelet.
Mademoiselle, now we are here, I must insist on your name before I can continue any further. I am Officer Hercule Poirot.
I am Elizabeth, but it is the maidservant that we must consider. Forgive me, officer, but are you new to the area?
I stand out so obviously.
I mean no offense, only I have not seen you before. This is a small town, and you learn everyone's faces very quickly.
Very observant of you, mademoiselle. Oui, I was recently posted here from the city, and a good thing I'm here now. Let us get to the bottom of this madness you speak of.
Talking to characters is essential when gathering evidence. Basic questions are flagged with the question mark icon, press A to pose this question to Elizabeth.
There has been a theft at the house.
Then I am exactly where I should be, n'est-ce pas?
It is only one of Mademoiselle Angeline's most valuable bracelets, taken from her room.
Then its safe return is of the utmost importance.
Does the house have any suspicions as to whom is responsible?
Madame Van den Bosch, the lady of the house, believes Fleurette is behind it. I'm afraid I do. I know Madame is confident of Fleurette's guilt, but she wouldn't do such a thing. Surely a burglar is responsible, as Mademoiselle believes.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
And this is also where we get the introduction to, like, the mind maps and everything. In my honest opinion, the first game was a bit more put together than what the London Cases was. There's a gameplay mechanic that we will see later on in the chapters that that we don't see in the London Cases, which I'm a little disappointed of, but at the same time, with the inclusion of Arthur Hastings in the London Cases, some things just had to get cut, I'm pretty sure. But much like me and my job. Bad joke, bad joke, bad joke. Very bad joke. Let's not talk about it. Let's focus on the game. Unknown culprit. It is important to pay attention to all information given for each piece of evidence. This will become more vital as you start making deductions. For now, press B to return to the scene. Alright, time to find more evidence. Elizabeth mentioned an intruder, so let's start with the gravel path. You use L to explore. Try finding clues that they may have left on the path itself. You can use Z, L, and ZR to zoom the camera in and out as you explore. Let's say the gravel path, so it might be talking about the front. Okay. So, we have muddy footprints. While two sets lead away from the house, only one muddy set returns. Rather hastily, it seems. Every inspection you make... Ouch, I just hit my mic, sorry. Every inspection you make adds evidence to the appropriate place. Press Y to view your active objectives. You can do this at any time as you explore each scene. I do apologize if I go a little quickly. I'm trying to go as slowly as possible so that way everybody can, Next, try searching the garden lawn. There must be something there that helps to explain the muddy footprints. We have a quote on a plaque. A touching extract taken from Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, expertly carved on a plaque. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and touching hers make blessed my rude hand, and my heart love till now, for swear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night. That's probably going to be important later on. Waterlogged. This morning's shower must have been heavier than I thought. An intruder stepping here would surely leave evidence elsewhere. Now, I do remember this bit.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
It seems the muddy footprints are a result of the earlier rain. And then we can talk to Elizabeth. But let's also look around a little bit more. To, like, get a feel of the place. Or rather, just follow
Of course,
the tutorial.
officer. How can I help? One set must be mine, leaving to find you. The other set must be Florette's. She was caught in the rain this morning.
That explains the hurried, scuffled nature of the prints.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
So much more to uncover. Try exploring the rest of the garden, collecting evidence, and making deductions until you're able to solve your first objective. Remember, you can use Y to view your objectives and related actions at any time.
Huh.
It's an impossible climb to reach it unassisted. The ledge beneath it appears rather precarious. So, unlike in the London case, you can't necessarily, like, change the perspective of... Well, I mean, technically you still can, but you can't, like, turn it to see different things. You can just zoom in, zoom out.
Aha.
A declaration of love has been carved into the bench. L loves E. Which we'll find out about later. This is the side door.
Ah.
It appears to be rusted shut, and if these cobwebs are anything to go by, it hasn't been unlocked in some time. Perhaps they entered another way? And then you also have the wooden ladder right here. Judging by the condition of the ladder, I wouldn't trust it with my weight. Perhaps a braver man than I perched this elsewhere against the roof? So we know the intruder didn't use the path. We're inspecting the garden. Side door. Wooden ladder. Open window. There we go. Sometimes the Joy-Cons are a little wonky. We have the bench carving, which again, we'll find out later on when we talk to Elizabeth. But in the meantime, connect these two together. I have found no practical or logical way for someone to have reached the window. Perhaps another means of entry was attempted. So in other words, even though we have a ladder, that ladder is not necessarily unstable. And plus, this was at the front of the house. So it's very obvious that somebody could have seen somebody climbing into the window. And now that we got that. Again, there, like the London case, there is a lot of walking in this game. I really do wish they had let him keep his boots later on, though.
Of course, officer. How can I help?
I also like that we get, you know, the portraits rather than the focused cutscenes in the London cases. Don't get me wrong, the London case was a good game. It definitely had me on edge, especially that one chapter between Poirot and Mortimer, but you know.
Excuse me, officer?
The carving on the bench. Forgive me, I was not suggesting anything untoward.
Oh, of course not. Yes, I suppose there must be.
Would you know the identity of the mysterious L and E?
I'm afraid not. Perhaps they were old residents. A pair of star-crossed lovers, perhaps. Madame does not allow distracting staff relationships.
Uh-huh.
Love is not something that can be harnessed so easily.
That is Madame's rule. And I wouldn't want to be the one that challenges her on it.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
But yeah, we get the portraits rather than like just focusing on cutscenes. Now, is there something over here? Trying to remember. Good grief, it has been a while since I've played this game. I got stuck! Alright, we're good. Oh. I missed this earlier.
Oh.
There are no signs of trampling, but it is a shame to see a lawn so unkept. Huh. Oh, that's right. I don't have anything else, but I can talk to Elizabeth about it again.
Of course, officer. How can I help? There is, sir. Luke, but he was called away from the house on a personal matter. Rahana, our cook, accompanied him.
With no gardener present, there was no one tending to the lawn this morning, but still no sign of anyone stepping across it.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
I keep trying to turn my Joy-Cons. So the intruder didn't use the lawn. They didn't use the side door.
Is there
Nope.
something I am not seeing?
I'm trying to remember. There we are.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
I could not find signs of an unwanted visitor in the garden. Did someone cover their tracks? No unlawful access through the garden. This trellis has been left untouched for quite some time.
Huh.
Such beautiful flowers. I am glad to see no one carelessly damaged them. What about over here? There's the open window. Muddy footprints. The evergrown grass. Nothing over here by the water pump. That soon. I'm so used to literally turning the turning to see like the different environments and everything. There are no signs of tampering or forced entry. Clues and evidence are beginning to gather. It would be best that I approach them logically. So, now that we finished inspecting the garden, front door, there are no signs of tampering or forced entry.
What a revelation!
Neither of the external doors have been damaged or show any signs of an unwanted visitor.
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
Okay.
Another success.
Whew.
I never doubted myself.
I could not find any signs of an unlawful entry into the house. Will I find signs of an intrusion elsewhere in the grounds?
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
With no obvious signs of a burglar, perhaps I should be looking at those inside for answers. This is not the start I was expecting. There are no signs of an intruder at all. There is something amiss. I must remain vigilant and keep my wits about me. And that completes this mind map. And now that also unlocks a conversation in which we need to go talk to Elizabeth one more time. Yay! Oh, I earned a collectible. But we'll get to that later on.
I have conducted my initial inspection of the house and grounds. It is now necessary for me to speak with those in the house.
Of course. Thank you, officer. I'm sure Madame Van den Bosch will be happy to hear the police are investigating.
I suspect there will be someone inside who will not be as pleased to hear it. Very well, let's head inside. I presume this is the lady of the house. She holds quite a presence, and for what Mademoiselle Elizabeth has said, she is not one to be on the wrong side of. I must talk with her before beginning my search. Alright.
Who are you? You are not the commanding officer I requested.
No, dear madame, I am Officer Hercule Poirot. I can assure you that,
This will simply not do. I sent Elizabeth to bring me a competent lawman.
And that is what she has brought, madame. Now, I would like to continue my investigation.
You understand correctly. It is my daughter's bracelet. It is a rather expensive piece.
And valuable to your daughter, no doubt. It was a gift.
Yes, it was from her late father, my husband, the Viscount, and it has not gone missing. It was stolen. I do not believe so. I know so. It was Florette, the maidservant. I knew I could not trust her.
And why is that?
Because I don't. I do not need to explain myself any further, especially to a measly officer.
Now I remember why I don't like her. I really don't like her. She is every... And I call myself a bitch. But this woman, whew, I don't like her. I don't like her one bit. Simply because, you know. I would say the word, but I'm trying to grow my channel, not kill it.
Don't be ridiculous. I have told you who is guilty. If there had been a break-in, surely it would be your job to stop them.
If it was the case, of course, madame. Although I cannot predict a burglar's movement.
Perhaps then you have proved me right, and you aren't the competent officer I require.
Well, if I was there, I'd smack her. Nobody talks to Poirot that way. Never have I met someone so adamant that they don't require help from the police. Her accusation against the maid is rather questionable. There must be more to the story, and it is my duty to uncover it.
Merci, madame. You have been most helpful.
Madame Von de Bolch was so quick to accuse the maidservant Floret. I wonder if this hasty accusation hides behind a deeper reason. Okay, cool. Now for you. Confirmed the theft. You accused the maidservant, but you dismissed the burglary. Ah, yeah. Every time we meet a character, we unlock their, Oh, we unlock their character profile. Alright. Now. It's locked and sobbing can be heard inside. I assume Madame has taken the law into her own hands. A rose and crossed arrow symbol adorns the door, perhaps a signal of forbidden love. Come, my little gray cells, let us solve this mystery. So that is up in the lounge. So, we have a collection of books. Some of the greatest authors and novels throughout history. I'm simply looking around. I am not doing anything illegal. I promise. Portrait of a gentleman. A rather impressive portrait, I must say. It doesn't seem to be working. Why would a house of this size be without a working telephone? And then we see the whiskey flask right here, as well as a box of cigars on the table. Various art pieces have been packed and addressed to the auction house. I assume Madame did this. Alright. A reference to the great William Shakespeare. And this is the sign that they're talking about. Let me get in a little closer. And then we have to speak to both Cassandra and Elizabeth for this one. Then we have the collection of classic novels. We have the auction crate. Telephone. Portrait of the gentleman. which this is also something else that we didn't really get in the London cases, is that we are allowed to expand the evidence. So, like, we can actually just go back and check out the evidence, rather than just, you know, having to consistently fast travel. Starting to wonder if this also...
Things are beginning to become clearer.
It seems someone in the house has a keen interest in the works of William Shakespeare. Alright. There's that one. So, before I talk to her again, let me go talk to Elizabeth real fast.
Mademoiselle Elizabeth, I hope you are feeling less distressed now. I can assure you I shall find the guilty party and the bracelet.
Thank you, officer. Yes. All I want is for Florette to be heard.
Bien sûr. Rest assured she will get the fair trial she deserves. I wonder if you could help me with some questions regarding the house.
Of course. Whatever I can do to help. When I left, Madame was with Florette in there. Surely she would not have locked her in. It must have been an accident.
I don't know. But the way that woman was acting... Yeah.
Madame van den Bosch should not be deciding her fate. Would you grant me access to speak with her?
I would, sir, but I don't have the key. There is a spare somewhere, though. Oh, how awful, the thought of her locked in there.
Do you have any thoughts as to where I may find it?
I'm sorry. Madame does not trust the staff with such knowledge, even me. Although I did overhear her once say it was hidden somewhere, close to her heart. Whatever that means.
I am filled with sorrow for the young girl trapped in the lounge, but I must admit I have missed the thrill of solving a good puzzle. Perhaps the countryside is not as tedious as it seems on the surface.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
So Elizabeth confirmed that there was a spare key.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
The key is discreet enough to hide almost anywhere, even inside a book. But while we're still out here, finish talking to Elizabeth.
Certainly, officer.
The house contains a great deal of literature. Are you all keen readers?
Madame is the one with the refined taste. Angeline and I are much more partial to a simple love story.
Aren't we all? Romeo and Juliet, the most famous of love stories.
I do enjoy it so. The passion, the romance. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. Madame has a copy upstairs in the main hall.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
Cool. Alright, so that takes out talking to Elizabeth. And now we are going to go talk to Cassandra. I don't like this woman. I really and truly don't.
Really, officer, you are wasting both your time and mine.
I couldn't help but admire the handsome monsieur in the portrait on the wall.
And what is your point?
Nothing.
May I ask of the subject?
You may not. Honestly, your prying is getting on my last nerve. Only if you are prepared to take Florette away.
It is an offense to incarcerate someone without suitable proof of misdeeds. I must question Mademoiselle Florette to gather her version of events.
If you will not do your duty and lock her up, then I must. She shall remain there, and I, the key holder, until she is led from the room in handcuffs.
Merci, madame. You have been most helpful.
That's fine. Because I can play hardball. I am not afraid to smack a little old lady if she's gonna be that disrespectful.
Aha.
There has obviously been something previously hanging in this position. Was it stolen, I wonder? Nah, it's probably in the auction crate. So Cassandra holds the master key.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
Madame is selling a great deal of her collection. Perhaps there's more to this than just redecorating. That's to the room itself.
Ah.
One of the greatest love stories ever written. I'm glad to see Shakespeare's words are being enjoyed. And here is the key. Cool. We now have the key in our inventory. But first... go ahead and walk into the room. This must be the scene of the crime. I was expecting to find clues, not who I assume is the daughter. I can only hope she has not tampered with the scene. Alright.
What do you think you're doing in here? Who let you in?
Mademoiselle Angeline, I presume. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Officer Hercule Poirot.
An officer of the law? But what are you doing here? Don't you need to be chasing down the burglar?
Your bracelet has gone missing. It is only correct. I speak with all members of the house and investigate the scene of the crime.
Ah, if we must.
Merci. I will attempt to take up as little of your time as possible.
Some rat stole my bracelet this morning. Even though it's clear someone has broken in, Maman refused to listen and blamed Florette.
You sound very convinced it was taken by someone from outside of the house.
My window was open when I returned. How else can you explain that? It is of great value. Money was no object to father.
It was a gift from your father. I can only assume it holds great value to you also.
Of course it does. What a silly thing to say. It's a good thing Maman had it insured with the others. It must have been while I was down at breakfast with Elizabeth. She was with me all morning.
Mademoiselle Elizabeth was with you until you discovered the bracelet was missing?
She was. She woke me up later than usual. I washed and dressed, and we went down to the lounge for breakfast.
You have been of great help to my investigation, mademoiselle. I will do everything I can to find the culprit and return your bracelet.
And then we got a new mind map. Angeline confirms burglary. Valuables are insured. And she also gave us information about her morning. Alright. And before we continue any further with this room, let's go ahead and chit-chat with Florette. I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like you. You're a rude old lady. Very rude.
Finally, it is unlocked.
What exactly do you think you are doing?
If I am to serve justice, I must be able to reach and talk with young Florette.
The girl is guilty and shall pay the price for her crime. I shall see to that. If you wish to listen to her feeble attempts to explain herself, so be it.
Everyone deserves to tell their side of the story, whether a feeble account or not.
In other words, don't give two craps, lady. Alright. So we get Angeline. And we also find out the valuables were insured. So, time to go in and talk to the maid. At last, I am able to speak with the accused and hear her version of events. I still have a number of questions. Perhaps she may hold the answers. Oh, excuse me. I just want to take a quick look around the room. Okay, we're good. Alright.
Mademoiselle Florette, I presume.
Please, officer. I did nothing wrong. You can't take me away.
Please relax, my dear. If you have done nothing wrong, you have nothing to worry about. But it is my duty to investigate all avenues. Ah bon?
Relax. So you don't think I took the bracelet?
As of this moment, I cannot say. But answering my questions honestly will certainly help your case either way.
I didn't even know it was missing till I got accused of taking it. Madame was so angry. She wouldn't listen to me.
There must be some reasoning behind her accusation.
How could I have taken it? I've been in town most of the morning. I was even late coming back. Then I was preparing breakfast. Rihanna the cook is away, so I had to fetch breakfast for the house and prepare it all myself. How does she expect me to do that all on my own?
From what I understand of Madame van den Bosch, she would not have been best pleased you returned late for breakfast.
Not best pleased? I thought she was going to batter me to death with a baguette. I hid in the kitchen and then tried to stay out of sight in the lounge until breakfast was over. Didn't want to put my head near her jaws while she was still hungry.
Perhaps a brave move under the circumstances. And you did not go upstairs at all.
Madame was singeing a hole in the back of my apron with her glare. I daren't have moved. I was too scared to blink the wrong way. Never mind stamping upstairs. I must just be slow, monsieur. My mother always said I moved like the snail. Maybe I was just happy to be out of the house. I had a lot to do. I lost track of time. I wanted to prove to Madame I'm not the useless waif she thinks I am.
Merci. I shall take everything you have told me into consideration.
And now we have another mind map. Now that I finally met young Florette, I should work to ascertain her innocence or guilt. So, Florette has been crying. She got breakfast, but she was late doing so. Alright, now let's take a look around the lounge. There's a collection slip.
Aha.
A slip for collecting a garment from Gosses & Co.'s tailor in town, dated today. Customer E. Paget, please bring this receipt with you when you come to collect your garments. Requested alterations of 1 mended sleeve, 1 replaced button, 1 inline tear. Will be completed by the end of the day, available for collection. And that got left there. Why? I wonder who the wine connoisseur of the house is. A vintage like this would fetch quite a price. We'll find out soon enough. To receive such a note of devotion and love must be a delight. Signed from Luke. To whom is his love, I wonder? My love, it is an obligation that has taken me away from you, but it is my heart that will keep us together. My aunt is in much better health, rest, and some company has done her wonders. I hope to return to you and my duties at the house in a matter of days. Until then, keep well and know that you are always in my thoughts. Now and forever, Luke. And we have a letter here. I do not always agree with the telephone companies and their charges, but ignoring the bills will not make them disappear. Dear Madame, despite our best efforts to contact you regarding your account, we have not received any response from the previous correspondence. With that in mind, you are being served a formal notice of 30 days from today to make a full payment on the outstanding balance, or we will be forced to revoke your service. If you would like to discuss the matter or have any further questions, please contact us immediately. Regards, Mr. Beaumont, Bell Telephone Company. The initials EP suggest this is Elizabeth. A nasty black soot smudge is apparent. Why would such a delicate item be used on such a stubborn stain? A wrapped parcel completely soaked through. I hope it has not ruined the contents. I could spend my morning in front of Miss Aubert's. I'm gonna butcher this. French? I did not take French. So, boulangerie. Taking in the smell, which I'm assuming is like either a small pastry shop or a bakery. Then we have the poker stand. The poker stand without a fire poker is rather useless in my opinion. Where could it be? A stray fire poker shouldn't be too hard to find. Come, my little gray cells, let us get to the bottom of this mystery. So we have the final demand. Let's go ahead and say she's no.
Come, my little grey cells. We must think logically.
So it's not selling the heirlooms, but I wonder...
This will not get me any closer to my goal.
Oh, okay. It's fine. We can figure this out. Always have. Always been smart. Oh, wait. Because the final demand's for the telephone. I feel so stupid. I am not surprised the telephone does not work. One cannot just ignore financial responsibilities. Financial responsibilities are ignored. So, in turn, they're selling the heirlooms.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
The family must be in a far worse position than I thought. I wonder if such desperation led to drastic actions. So, makes you wonder.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
It cannot be a coincidence that what is not being sold has been recently insured. There's more to Madame Van de Bosch's accusation of Florette than it seems. A young maid would make for the perfect scapegoat, and with such coincidental timing ensuring the bracelet, there are still questions to be asked. So that completes this one. Then we have the crime scene, which I'll probably be able to do a little later on. Now, there is no... How did this arrive? Wait. There we go.
Success. I never doubted myself.
It seems someone collected this by hand. Who, I wonder? But I wonder if that's the reason why. There we go.
What a revelation.
Elizabeth must have requested Florent's assistance this morning, causing her to run late. I doubt Madame was happy about this. Alright. And now we need to talk to both Elizabeth and Florette.
Anything to show you I didn't do it. And Madame, I need this job, monsieur.
Was it you who collected the parcel this morning while in town?
Yes. Another thing on my to-do list. I'm afraid it's not in the same condition as when I picked it up.
At whose request?
It was a favor for Lizzie. I didn't mind having to get it.
Ooh.
Merci. I shall take everything you have told me into consideration.
Well, this is definitely turning interesting. However, unfortunately, my recording's going over close to an hour now. As much as I would love to finish up the prologue, this is going to have to be split into 2 parts. Simply because I am not allowed to upload anything longer than an hour. But if you are looking to get into Hercule Poirot, I would definitely recommend starting off with this game and then following up with the London cases. Even though, in my opinion, the London cases was a little easier than what this game is. This one's a little bit more fun, in my opinion, because of all the puzzles and figuring things out. With that being said, I hope y'all have enjoyed the little bit that I've provided, and I will catch y'all next time. Well, not next time. I'll catch y'all later. Sounded a little too much like Markiplier. My bad. Anywho. Sorry. Without further ado, I'll see y'all later. So, later! Bye! Mwah!